Welcome to another preview here for Los Alamitos Racecourse. It is the weekend of Thanksgiving, by the way. So happy Thanksgiving for everybody that's watching us out there on YouTube land or losalamitos.com. It's a pleasure to have Ed Burgart with us because, Ed, you got called from the bullpen once again.
Yeah, I got a call in the bullpen the other day. I found out Michael Rona's going to the Bahamas this weekend. He's doing a charity horse racing theme event for Paul Redham, which he did back in 2019. So Michael and I talked about it about a month ago, and he said, would he be willing to come down for a couple of days? I said, sure, why not? And works out great for me. I'm in Fresno right now. I know you're missing Princess. I don't have my dog with me outside. She's in the hotel room, but I'm sitting out here in the patio in Clovis, California, and looking over the races for this weekend, and saw some great Los Alamitos 2 Million trials by video replay last Sunday. So quite a bit to talk about, and a pick six carryover, more than 30,000.
Now that you mentioned the pick six, I'll bring up the graphic here. 30,857 to be exact for next this Saturday. And I'm thinking, like the graphic says, we could hit over that $125,000 mark.
Might even go to 150,000. Wouldn't surprise me, depending how the daytime activity goes. If Delmar has a formful day and a lot of people have cash in their hand, they're likely to come back and play the pick six at nighttime. And pretty competitive pick six. There's a couple logical horses that might win, but I don't think all the races are slam dunks and might have to go 3 or 4 deep. I think it'll be hit, but I think it's going to pay well.
Yeah, I think a couple of those legs in the pick six are very tricky. We'll talk more about those in a moment. In the meantime, a little quick thoughts about what you saw on 2 Million Trials Night. What kind of stood out to you throughout the night?
Well, obviously, Cyber Attack was super, super impressive. I think he ran about a length and a half to a length and 3/4 faster than anybody else. Made absolutely no mistakes. But a couple other horses worth talking about. The winner of the All-American Futurity, he's judge and jury. That was his first start since the All-American. I think he's got a lot of room to improve. And Jericho, who didn't have the best of starts and made up a lot of ground, but you and I talked about this beforehand. The horse in the outside drifted so far to the rail that it was hard to tell how much ground Jericho made up. But I think one of those three definitely is going to be the winner of the Los Alamitos 2 Million. But I would not throw out he's judge and jury, maybe not to upset Cyber Attack, considering the improvement factor second time out.
Yeah, and I was with you also on Jericho. Jericho probably was the most visually impressive. After Cyber Attack, who did everything right. I think it was a tell of two things. Jericho did make up a significant amount of ground, but also the leader gave up a lot of ground by drifting all the way to the rail. So, and I did hear in an interview with Professor G that Heath Taylor might take off the flipping halter off of Jericho on finals. We're not sure yet, but they were kind of talking about that. So maybe that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, well, last time Jericho ran in the finals of the Golden State Million, he had the rail. He missed the break by about a length and a half that day. So horses can't afford that when you're going in the finals. So I think Heath's going to try to work everything out to make sure Jericho doesn't miss the break by that much if he wants to win.
All right, so we'll look forward to that final of the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity in just a few short weeks. In the meantime, let's talk about Saturday's card. We got 10 races. Of course, that pick six carrier that we were talking about, over 30,000 in the pick six pool. And I know that there's one race we want to take a look at, and it does begin the pick six. So tell us here about race number 5.
Well, race number 5 on my morning line odds, I have the favorite Ketchum at odds of 5-2, and the fifth favorite Constitutional at odds of 4-1. Tells you how wide open the race appears to be betting wise. But I think a good wager in this race off the trouble last time out from the videotape would be the 4-horse Alfonso, who had the rail post and started to lift in the air just as the gates opened last time. Broke very slow, lost the path, got bumped back. But if you watch the horse cross the wire, he was loaded with run behind horses, galloped out really strongly. But here we'll take a look at Alfonso. It was only a 4-horse field that night, but he had post position number 1. And you can see he lifted in the air and he got pushed in badly at the start, pushed all the way down to the inside. And now the horse will, I believe, start to shift outward here past the 16th pole. And the rider will pretty well have him in hand here crossing the wire. But watch the amount of run that Alfonso has when he shifts out right at the finish line. Tries to gallop out ahead of those horses. So I think with a clean start and a big switch in post positions, you can see Alfonso's in front at that point. He has a chance to turn the tables.
And, what I like also about Alfonso in tonight's event, in Saturday's event, is that he's switching posts, right? He's not drawn on not only off the rail, but also outside some of the main contenders. I think that might help him.
That should help him. And he's drawn outside a horse called Constitutionalist, who's not quick out of the gate. Granted, Constitutionalist is taking a class drop, but the fact that he has a slow breaker to his inside tells me that Alfonso, who normally breaks better than he did last time out, should have clear sailing.
Yeah, so looking forward to that first leg of the pick six, 30,000 plus in the carryover. That will be again with race number 5 on Saturday night. So good look at Alfonso coming out of that troubled trip. All right, the entries just came out for Sunday, Ed, and I want to briefly kind of talk to you about these SoCal Derby trials. And I think the one of the most high-profile names is Whiskey Glasses, right?
Yeah, Whiskey Glasses, I believe, is in race number 9, which is the third of 4 trials. Won last year's Golden State Million Futurity and tried to qualify, I believe, for the Champion of Champions, was unable to do so. But now the Southern California Derby trial certainly seems to be a good spot for Whiskey Glasses. The class of the field is, on paper, is probably the most logical, fastest qualifier of the 4 trials. So I'm looking forward to seeing Whiskey Glasses run. He's faced the best and won't have to face quite that type of competition in the finals of the Southern California Derby if he makes it. And
he drew well. He drew well on the outside. Again, he'll be in the 3rd or 4th divisions for the Southern California Derby on Sunday night. We'll have 4 trials. That'll be the entire late pick 4 on Saturday night. So that's it. That's a little bit of a preview here. I wanted to bring you on for a few minutes. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend. We're all kind of running around trying to get everything set up while we finish up our work. So give us your schedule. You're in Fresno right now. When are you arriving here to Los Al?
Okay, I'll be leaving Fresno on Friday. I'll be at Los Al Friday night, staying at a hotel nearby the racetrack, and I'll be calling the races Saturday and Sunday. So this will be the second time out of the bullpen this year for me as Michael Rona enjoys the trip over to the Bahamas. But looking forward to it. I love my time when I came down and watched Apolitical Pence win the Los Alamitos Championship over Impressum. And the Champion of Champions, I can't tell you how great a race that's going to be. I'm still tossing balls up in the air to see who I'm going to make the morning line favorite. But I'll tell you, the horse I really think is going to get overlooked a little bit, and he would probably have been the favorite had he won the Los Alamitos Championship. Impressum's the only horse coming in off a defeat, and I don't hear people talking so much about Impressum. You hear them talking about Danjer and Apolitical Pence and even Bomb Cyclone, but if you take out Impressum's last race, and he ran well, he just didn't get the best of starts, whereas Apolitical Pence got the rocket start. I think the post position draw is going to be critical in this race, but Impressum's going to run a big one.
Are the post positions going to affect your morning line, do you think?
Very well could be. I mean, if Bomb Cyclone, I believe if it's done it as in the past, the trainers will be selecting their post positions at the draw, a special draw that's usually carried live by TVG. But if I think Bomb Cyclone has a chance to draw post position number 1 where he never loses from, could very well affect it, and depending who draws the outside. But I'll be submitting my morning line to Michael Rona, whoever's going to be emceeing that, probably about 10 minutes before the draw.
All right. Well, looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing you at Los Alamitos this weekend. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you out there this weekend.
You too, Jose. Thanks a lot.
And away they go.
This December, quarter horse racing's most prestigious race will have one of the greatest fields ever. The 50th running of the Champion of Champions. A race for the ages. World Champion Danjer. 2-time Champion of Champions winner Apolitical Pence. Champion Impressum. Full Brothers Bomb Cyclone and Powerful Favorite, plus 5 other stars, all in one race. Who will be the Champion of Champions? Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. And at Los Alamitos, when there's not a pick six carryover on Sunday nights, we'll add $10,000 to the pick six pool. That means every Sunday night Los Alamitos has either a pick six carryover or the $10,000 pick six promo. Our total pools have been gigantic, with a season high figure of over $322,000. And our popular 10,000 pick six promo nights create a big time wagering opportunity. The traditional $2 pick six, a great bet, a great deal. It's always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back to the program, and that is the exact scenario we have leading into Saturday night. Nobody hit the pick six on last Sunday, which was trials for the 2 Million Futurity, and we have a carryover in excess of $30,000. Chris, welcome back to the program. What do you think about the trials?
Trials were, we had some short price favorites falter on the ship-in, coming from the All-American, 2 of them, in fact, and we had one of them ending with the pick six. One ticket was alive for the whole pool. And the horse didn't really have an excuse. He broke pretty well, and Heat Tater had won like 3 races that night, and that was a Heat Tater closing it out. And he just didn't have very much. The other shipper from Ruidoso got the victory there in the finale. But it was a great night of racing, 12 races, and some very small. We hit the early pick fours, but didn't come back very big. But the late pick four come back very, very nice. And it was some tough races there at the end. We get those big heavy favorites finding ways to get beat, but that's quarter horse racing. Things happen.
Cyber Attack runs his best race, just like he's done here at Los Al, he will be very, very tough to beat.
Yeah, he got beat prior when getting little fractions in the gate and lifting and then breaking about 3/4 slow. And then he was lugging in late the final half. So should have won the event, but that's part of racing. And he came right back with a monster event. He's the fastest qualifier by far, and he's going to be your heavy favorite there in the deuce.
He will. All right, let's bring up the PPs for Saturday night. We talked to Ed Burgart earlier in the program. We talked about race 5. We're going to talk about race 9, number 9 with you. And I got to tell you, this sequence is not easy at all. I don't know if there's going to be a standout race where you can really feel 1,000% confident about a single, but I like that you're helping us with this race. You do have a slight 2-1 favorite in Fire Pit, but if I remember correctly, a few weeks on the show, you gave out the Hattery as your horse, and the Hattery proved best that night. Yeah,
he sure did. It's the horse with a good amount of talent, and he's been trouble prone in all 4 lifetime starts. Even he broke his maiden recently for that $16,000 tag as a bet down favorite as our video review horse that night. Chris Pick's preview show horse. This horse, even when he broke his maiden, he got a little fractious in the gate and broke a little slow head eye and drifted out early, but put forth a big run and was never really let loose. He was kind of running about, running in and out, but he's a big bodied horse, long strider, and he finished very strongly, a win rather handily with run left to give. With everything factored in, he's got a very, very nice figure on the 330 yards out of my night, and he got a big look there. Drawn probably up against the horse he's going to have to catch and Fire Pit, but I'm going to give him a look as my review horse there, the Hattery.
And once again, you get the outside post, just like we did on October 8th. And in this race, he got bet down. You gave him a good push, and he was taking a class drop. The betting public backed him. What did you see this race where he was able to prevail from the outside post, gate number 8?
Well, as you can see, he's getting no practice as per usual there inside the gate. Settled in right before it opened up. And he broke a little slow, and he got his head cocked sideways. And I watched him drift out a little bit here, and then he starts to run about. He's never really asked to run. He's just running on his own. But he's under a hold here, running about, drifting in, drifting out. But once him level out near the wire, and he was just starting to catch his stride, and he had a lot of run left to give. So this horse has got a good amount of talent, and he's going to be moving up the ladder once he learns how to just break and run straight and learn his job. He's got a good amount of talent, and I think he's going to run a little better here tonight, drawn well. I'm going to give him a look there as my review horse there on tonight's program.
And Jonathan Roan was the first time that he had ridden him that night. He did a great job as far as keeping him as straight as possible. He gets to ride him again. He gets the outside post again. So a lot of things to like about the Hatter here. And you're getting 72 on Ed Burgart's morning line. Do you agree that the 6 is the horse to beat in that spot?
Yeah, I certainly do. This horse there for Valentine's and Mudio was very impressive. He had 2 trouble trips in his first 2 lifetime starts, win 6 both nights, and we liked him coming back in that 3rd lifetime start, and he finally broke. He still got a little fractious inside the gate and did break a little slow brush and ski, lost about a length, but put forth a big run midway and won by head, but he had one left to give. He galloped out very, very strong, and he's steadily improving for Valentine's and Mudio, and he's probably the one to catch. If he gets away clean here tonight, he's got a number right there along with the Hattery, so expected improvement. Once again, he's the one to worry the most about. But the Hattery, I think he's got a big look here. If he just breaks and runs a straight course, he's going to give that horse all he can handle throughout.
I like that. I like that you're coming back with a previous Chris's winner in the Hattery, and hopefully he gets a little bit more professional with that win under his belt. So best of luck with the Hattery. Thank you for that selection. We'll be talking more about the Pick 6 sequence, of course, as we get it underway for that Pick 6 carryover this upcoming Saturday night. Are you tackling any other signals for the Simulcast?
Well, yeah, we got some big races coming in from Lone Star Park. We got 2 races 3 through 12, and of course the last 3 from Evangeline down. So we're working on like a stack of trial runners coming. Got some nice trial races coming in from Lone Star Park, and the last few races at Evangeline. Try to get you a winner or 2 along the way.
I like it. We'll see if we can have a great weekend of racing here at Los Alamitos and also in the simulcast signal as well. Chris, best of luck with the Hattery. Thank you for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too, boss. Have a good Thanksgiving, and say hey to the boss.
Will do.
And away they go.
This December, quarter horse racing's most prestigious race will have one of the greatest fields ever, the 50th running of the Champion of Champions, a race for the ages, World Champion Danjer, 2-time Champion of Champions winner Apolitical Pence, Champion Impressive, Full Brothers Bomb Cyclone and Powerful Favorite, plus 5 other stars, all in one race. Who will be the champion of champions? Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. And at Los Alamitos, when there's not a pick six carryover on Sunday nights, we'll add $10,000 to the pick six pool. That means every Sunday night, Los Alamitos has either a pick six carryover or the $10,000 pick six promo. Our total pools have been gigantic, with a season high figure of over $322,000. And our popular 10,000 pick six promo nights create a big time wagering opportunity. The traditional $2 pick six, a great bet, a great deal. It's always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back to the week preview here. Now joined by Orlando Gutierrez, Professor G. We'll get to recap some of the trials that happened last week, Professor. There was an exciting 2 million trials. We just welcomed Ed Burgart to the show. He's going to be tuning in here and helping us out, filling in for Mike Corona. But how are you doing? And looking forward to these SoCal Derby trials on Sunday.
Absolutely, Jose. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to your family as well as all of our viewers. They have a wonderful, wonderful Turkey Day along with their loved ones. And looking forward to, again, this weekend, we have the Southern California Derby trials, 4 trials, Jose. So about 28 horses in those trials. And, of course, the purse, a nice one, as always, $155,000. And, of course, we're going to talk about some of the highlights on the night of the 2 million trials last Sunday. We had a very special horse that had his first move under the lights here at Los Alamitos. We'll talk about him as well. But looking forward to the trials. So it's going to be a very competitive group of sophomore horses. There's the first trial of the night. This, of course, is Sunday night in a very good group. Apolitical J Street coming off of a nice runner-up effort there here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. It all reds up the ladder, a horse that's been involved in so many stakes races. Jose, of course, a famous ribbon. He's a stakes winner here already and began the season with some nice performances here at Los Alamitos, including one of the fastest winning trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby. In hot pursuit, it's been announced that he'll be going to stud next year already after a very strong career. Ran in the Los Alamitos Super Derby, qualified to the Ed Burgart and the Golden State Million trials before. Horse that you love, right? Stuck in probate. He's going to be part of Los Ponies, the Los Ponies legend after producing for you a nice trifecta payout.
He paid for the Christmas gifts already, Professor. So I'm in love with Stuck in Pro. He's already paid for the Christmas gifts. He narrowly missed second at 35-1. That was a good effort there. Second time at the barn. CM Blue Bayou had the outside post last time out, but just couldn't really find that extra gear. Ended up finishing 5th. And insider information for John Cooper and Pablo Leon. These connections had a good weekend last week here at Los Angeles.
Yeah, he did. His Chickless, who gave Gerald Harley her first stakes win since the passing of a great owner, Ron Harley. She has continued that racing operation, and he's Chickless, who gave her a nice stakes win. Came back and won a nice trial to the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. Just missed the final, but still a nice performance by that runner who's had a very good season.
Yeah, and we'll look forward here to the second trial. All trials are 400 yards, and unavailable will draw the rail just for 15 lifetime, but has shown the ability to be competitive in stakes events. Can qualify to the Los Alamitos Oaks, pretty nice 6th. Dasher Dynasty from that very good family, Professor. This one won a nearly 6-1 to Town Policy.
Town Policy, S-Quarter K, Robin Gordon, Juan Moya. They've won that race 2 years in a row. And Dasher Dynasty ran a really nice race in the Town Policy against a solid group, Crystal Prize, Santos Perez, and E.G. High Desert Farm. When they win, they pay pretty good, their winners do. So I like to always follow their horses. Jose, speaking of payouts, just a payday. We'll start from post number 4, trainer Heath Taylor. You always got to look at horses that he sends out. He's coming off of a nice second place finish in an allowance event. Favorite Habit, again, Gerald Harley and John Cooper will be represented with a horse right here. Look Up, running against some stakes level competition pretty much all year around. Coming off of a third place finish against allowance folks in number 7, Just Another Commando. Filly that last year had a nice kind of purple patch there, won a nice allowance race and with a good time. Came back and won a stakes race against 2-year-old fillies, and then again won an allowance event. So coming back off a nice win, this horse can definitely run.
Yes, she can, and she draws a good post towards the outside. She's got gate speed. Chris Mendez knows her very well. To me, she's one of the legitimate contenders in that second trial. Third trial of the evening, Pentos came off the layoff, ended up finishing second. That's a betting favorite. We know, we've seen from him in prior races, Professor, where he really can extend his stride going 400 yards.
Yeah, he won a trial to the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity, I believe, last year. Or it could have been the Golden State Million Futurity, one of those big Futurity trials last year that he won. Knockout Cartel, El Primero del Año qualifier earlier this year. Watch Out, horse that ran second in the Governor's Cup Futurity last year, qualified to the Los Al 2 Million this year. Has had one of those years where he's put out some really good performances, kind of mixed in with efforts that have kind of been trouble with some little trouble at the start, but always a very good runner. God Loves Cowboys there for trainer Chris Odell. He's arrived here at Los Al this year and had a really nice season so far. Cronus Invader, Bombardian, a couple of horses that will probably, if they hit the board or even do better than that, they're going to pay a nice payout. And
it looks like everybody's going to be chasing this guy, Whiskey Glasses, who they tried in the C. Wayne Griffin to get him to the Champion of Champions, but he just was not quick enough that night, Professor. But they're wheeling him back in these SoCal Derby trials, and it kind of looks like he's one of the most high-profile names in these trials.
Yeah, coming in with a nice record, 9 wins, nearly $1 million in earnings, and getting into that Southern California Derby. If he's able to do that, and he performs well in that final, he'll really be right on the edge of $1 million in earnings.
All right, race number 10. Trick is going to kick it off from the row down the barn of Vanti Zamudio. Ruben Lozano will have the mount. This one has a couple of wins at 300 yards. The last time he had tried 400, he didn't get the best of trips back in October of last season in those trials for the 2 million. Speaking of 2 million, how about the runner-up in the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity from last season? Just Being a Friend. That was a nice win last time out, going 330.
Yeah, facing Just Payday, who's also in this trial. God Loves Cowboys, who's also in these trials. So Just Being a Friend, horse that they managed him really nicely to be ready for this time of the year. Trainer Elena Andrade, who has won this Southern California Derby in the past, and now has a pretty good chance with Just Being a Friend in this heat.
Bizarrely has gate speed. He will be looking to pop the gate on top and keep on going. Apolinaria Prize, second time locally here in Los Al. We usually see improvement, so maybe that's a running to look forward to, because she was competitive in that Grants Pass Derby back in July. She has some back class, 5 for 13 lifetime. That's a good reason. Another one from that mare, Dasha Frida, was 51-1 last time out. Didn't break all that well, but she has the ability to break a little bit better based on her prior efforts. I mean, she qualified to the Golden State, the El Primero, the Super Derby, the 2 million. I mean, his resume, is very, very solid.
Yeah, he's a colt as well, and a really good one. He like you mentioned, he's been in a lot of big races as a 2-year-old, 3-time Derby finalist this year. So looking to just continue to add to that resume.
Hermetea for Adan Farias, Isla Vista Ranch LLC. Ricardo Ramirez, Incorporated. Ricardo Ramirez will have the mount for the first time. Conan Valley for Heath Taylor was 9-1 last time out. Got into some trouble in that town policy. He has back class and wins going at 400 yards, and that's going to wrap up the field. So 4 trials. The entire late pick 4 on Sunday will be trials for the SoCal Derby. Top 10 fastest of the night will advance to that rich final. So that would be on December
20th. Oh yeah, the final will be
18th.
That'll be our closing night.
Yes, closing night of our year-round quarter horse and thoroughbred season. By the way, thank you for joining us on FanDuel TV on the set this past weekend. We were able to catch up a couple of races with you. You gave us one nice winner by the name of Ray J, I believe. Yeah. Yeah,
Ray, super nice race, because at the time he was the fastest qualifier.
Yes.
When he delivered that clock, and I believe the clocking was like 1981, but a very good performance. That was a nice hit for me. I go on the radio with Mike Willman on Sunday mornings, and he was also my play of the night. So
you.
Yeah, I had a good one there, Jose. It doesn't always happen, but gotta enjoy it when it does.
It does. Gotta enjoy it. Speaking about handicapping our selections, who won the consensus, Professor? Did you keep tabs?
I was between Chris Wade and once again the Hitman, my bitter rival. They both had really good nights. I was right there. You had a solid night all around, and George Duarte was, he goes after some nice prices, nice long shots to get us if he hits one of those. Didn't happen that night, but always his picks are horses that you really gotta keep an eye on. But congratulations to the Hitman. Congratulations to Chris Wade. They had a nice evening during the trials of the 2 million.
Speaking of the 2 million trials, why don't we recap what happened last Sunday, Professor? We had a successful prediction, right? That we thought the fastest qualifier was going to be Cyber Attack. He ended up being the fastest qualifier. I guessed the time of 19:59 on FanDuel TV at the start of the night. And with the times that started, Professor, I was like, we overguessed. We because the times were not showing up at all. They were running good, solid times, but we were not getting into the 60s or 50s. Well, here comes Cyber Attack, and he put up a 19:58, right?
Yeah, it was deja vu, Jose, because last year it was Bomb Cyclone that kind of just left us in awe. This year, Cyber Attack with a super nice performance. There was never any doubt, right, that he was going to have a big-time effort as soon as the gates open. It was just a matter of how far he was going to win by and how fast that clocking was going to be. And it seems like over the course of the night, the times got a little bit faster with each night. We started out with a little bit of wind in the early part of the trials, very, very little. But after that, it kind of settled down, and all the trials were run very perfectly from the start of the night to the end of the night. Really, you can't even bring the wind into action because it was just so minute. So great to see Cyber Attack getting in there, looking to duplicate what his older brother, Bomb Cyclone, did last year, winning the 2 million. And that family is just going to be so well represented on that big weekend here at Los Al. Powerful favorite and Bomb Cyclone, full brothers. They're in the Champion of Champions. Cyber Attack gets in to the Los Al 2 million Futurity. And Reye, also trained by Chris Odell. We actually had a chance to catch up with Chris Odell right after Cyber Attack's big win. We put this little video together, kind of featuring the qualifiers, featuring Cyber Attack's race, with a nice call from Michael Roda, and then some of the action there in the winner's circle following this victory.
It's Cyber Attack past the gap, a long way clear. Cyber Attack from Good Wagon SA, who gives game but fruitless pursuit. Cyber Attack head and shoulders above his rivals to me.
Are you okay, my little boy? No, it's all right. I'll go ahead. Don't break my nose.
We'll have him ready, and man, he's that family once again just keeps shining for us, and it's fantastic. I mean, it's just a good feeling to have two. We'll have two. It looks like two in the Champion and Champions, two in the 2 million. I mean, I'm living the dream.
Yeah, kind of like deja vu after Bomb Cyclone last year. You got pretty similar effort here in
Very
the
happy.
trial.
What a great place and good conditions to run. You know, I mean, all the races are. The weather has been the same from the first race to the last race, and just a beautiful night of racing at Los Alamitos.
There was a good look at the performance from Cyber Attack, kind of reminiscent of Bomb Cyclone. They're going to be well represented. That family is going to be terrifically represented there in that championship weekend, Professor. Not only, great job to the gate crew, but also the track maintenance crew. It was a great surface for racing. And like you mentioned, not a lot of wind, so it was a very good conditions.
very fit conditions. Kind of a nice look to see Connie Rosenthal kind of give her horse some love there. And she's like, I'm going to give him a little kiss, you know, and then Cyber Attack just starts moving his head back and forth. And she's like, don't break my nose now, but I'm going to give you a kiss nevertheless. So nice little spot there for Connie Rosenthal. She's got to be so proud of all her great runners. I mean, what a string of runners she has enjoyed with this family.
Yeah, and it's not like they own the mare. They put them for sale. They're like, we're gonna pay. We're gonna go and keep buying them. And somebody wants to outbid us, you can outbid us. But they go to high prices, and they've been getting them.
They've been getting them because the horses have been performing. You know, they're making lots of money, and they're reinvesting in this family and all these top runners. We mentioned last week how Powerful Favorite is kind of coming to the end of his career, but Bomb Cyclone's there to pick up the pack, the baton, and continue it. And Cyber Attack is next.
And I believe Cyber Attack is a Colts professor, so they got their sire now. So that's a tremendous accomplishment for that runner. That leaves Cyber Attack with a pretty good gap at the top, but there's horses that had trouble that ran in the middle that could really step up a runner like Jericho.
Absolutely. I mean, the way Jericho performs, that's 2 in a row where he hasn't broken as quickly as he can, but then just comes flying, and makes up so much ground. Jose, if this horse can just leave the gate cleanly, he can give Cyber Attack a run for the money, and that would be a super exciting race. How about the All-American Futurity winner? He's judge and jury. He ran a pretty professional race. For trainer Heath Taylor, he is in the final with one of the top times. We got a chance to talk to Heath Taylor about his judge and jury's debut here at Los Alamitos and that opportunity to come back and run in the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. This horse that's all he does, Jose. He runs in $1 million races. He ran in all 3 big ones at Ruidoso. Now he gets into the Los Alamitos 2 Million. Here's Heath Taylor.
60 man, he's judge and jury, drawing to the front, he's judge and jury, coming right away, he's judge and jury, is also the executioner. His opponents never stood a chance.
It just seems like the longer the race went, the better he got.
You know, he really is kind of like impress him. The farther he goes, the better he gets. The horse really is a strong finisher. I was the same way. I thought he stood great. First time at night. He'd never really been out of the stall past dark, other than the night we worked him. So I thought he left pretty well, and he kind of missed the ground a little bit and got a bump. And I was the same way. It seemed like it took a little bit to get started, but he said that he run a really good, clean race. He said he was just getting stronger as the race got longer, and he said that he finished up real well. So he should improve his second race in Los Alamitos, but so far, so good.
How much of the workout at night helped him?
You know, I think he did. I think it helped him. He come to the paddock very confident, very, very relaxed. Didn't act like anything really bothered him whatsoever. He said warming up like he'd been here forever. So I think that certainly didn't hurt any, and getting that night experience probably made a pretty good bit of difference.
That's a pretty good explanation there from Heath, where it kind of took him a while to get going, but once he picked up that speed professor, it just looked like he was always going to be in front and win that trial.
And that's what's key, Jose. How much will he improve with that experience? And if he can improve a little bit more, now we got Jericho, we got Cyber Attack, we got Heath Judge and Jury. We have a heck of a Los Alamitos 2 Million final that will take place here on Sunday, December 11th, one night after the big one. The granddaddy of them all, the champion of champions, the 50th running here on Saturday, December 10th. And we're going to keep talking about that race because it deserves all the attention that we can give it. Jose, is going to be a great one. And we had a brand new guest here at Los Al that was also taking advantage of having a workout under the lights. I'm talking, of course, about the AQHA World Champion Danjer. We had him here on Saturday night, and he had an opportunity to have a workout under the lights and under the watchful eye of trainer Dean Fry.
About to turn and work 350 yards. Danjer will be looking to stretch his win streak to 5 victories at 5 different tracks in 5 different states when he takes on a star-studded cast in the Champion of Champions The 50th running of the great race at Los Alamitos on December 10, and Danjer is underway past the gap, and here he comes streaking toward the finish line beneath regular jockey Cody Smith.
Wait, what were your thoughts on the workout?
I was pretty happy with what I could see. You know, it's coming out of a dark hole down there. I'm old and can't see that far, but happy with what I saw.
What did the jockey tell you?
Said he worked good. Said he was a little confused. First time up here and everything, but he was happy with it. Said the track seemed to be good for him.
Absolutely. Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I gotta tell you, I like the way he was moving in the flesh. Visually, he looked like his ears were kind of looking around like, what's this? What's going on? But just his energy and the way he was moving, he seemed to travel very nicely.
I think they got the job done by just getting him acquainted to everything that's happening under the lights here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. That had to be the number one thing, giving him a chance to kind of stretch out, kind of, get that heartbeat going a little bit. Dean Fry and Cody Smith had to be really, really pleased with the way everything went here on Saturday night, getting ready for the Champion of Champions. And just another wrinkle there, Jose, of another horse that's just looking really good. We've seen Bomb Cyclone have a heck of a race. We've seen a Political Pence have a super victory in the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors Trials. And Preston's not got to be sitting in the shadows there, kind of just waiting, preparing. We don't know how good he's going to come back. I'm sure he's going to come back in tip-top shape because he has said that everything they've done is to get him ready 100% on December the 10th. So he's going to be ready. And, of course, we got all these other outstanding horses preparing as well. And just at that nice workout from Danjer, the world champion, he's the man. They gotta beat him to claim that world championship title away from him.
It's going to be a terrific field. If I would have told you about a month and a half ago that that Impressive was not going to be favored in the final, you would have been like, what are you talking about? What? Because at that point, Impressive looked so sensational. And now you throw in a Danjer into the mix, Bomb Cyclone, like you mentioned, the Political Pence with that tremendous performance. I mean, this field is going to be sensational here in just a few short weeks at Los Alamitos. Can't wait, and looking forward to seeing how they draw. Are we still doing the same standard type of draw where the connections pick their spot, Professor?
Yeah, that will happen on that Wednesday right before the big race. And hopefully everything will go line up nicely. And we'll have that on FanDuel TV featuring that nice draw, not only for the Champion of Champions, but for the 2 million as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all the videos, Professor. Good talking to you. Good to see you on set on FanDuel last weekend. Thank you for your help. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
Thank you so much, Jose, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and as always, to the viewers. Thanks.
Thank you to the viewers. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope to see you this weekend at Los Alamitos.
And away they go.
This December, quarter horse racing's most prestigious race will have one of the greatest fields ever, the 50th running of the Champion of Champions, a race for the ages. World Champion Danjer, two-time Champion of Champions winner Apolitical Pence, Champion Impressive, Full Brothers Bomb Cyclone, and Powerful Favorite, plus 5 other stars, all in one race. Who will be the Champion of Champions? Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. And at Los Alamitos, when there's not a pick six carryover on Sunday nights, we'll add $10,000 to the pick six pool. That means every Sunday night Los Alamitos has either a pick six carryover or the $10,000 pick six promo. Our total pools have been gigantic, with a season high figure of over $322,000. And our popular 10,000 pick six promo nights create a big time wagering opportunity. The traditional $2 pick six, a great bet, a great deal. It's always at Los Alamitos.